Hi everybody, and welcome to Brickhouse Bone Studios. Today I'm talking about happy, healthy hips that move like butter, right? We all want that mobility, but let me tell you why that's so important if you have low bone density or osteoporosis. First up, I'm Dr. Lisa. I'm a physical therapist and a specialist in osteoporosis and bone health exercise. And I really emphasize mobility for my patients and clients that I work with every day because it helps to protect them. And here's why. Now, if you have osteoporosis, we teach that you should bend with a hip hinge technique so you have a straight spine. But if you have restriction in your hips, your glutes, and your hamstrings, as you hinge back, those hips will stop moving, and the only way that you can get to the floor is with a rounded back. And that is getting to the floor or getting to your feet if you need to put shoes and socks on. So this is everyday activity we do that can be risky if you have low bone density. So having hips that move well makes a big difference in your everyday safety. I'm going to show you ways to do stretching sitting as well as standing and on the floor or your bed. Choose the versions that feel best to your body and that work best for you and any of your limitations. Let's get started. Okay, first up, we're going to start sitting. And I am in perch posture. I'm sitting up tall, I'm not slouched. Sitting up nice and tall with my heart lifted up. And then we're going to start by trying to get into this position. Now, for some of you, you may have difficulty getting here at all. So here's an option. You can start with that leg straight and that foot lower, and we can be stretching here. Just remember not to slouch, but to be up tall. So we have this foot crossed over, hand on the knee, just gently pushing out, holding 20 to 30 seconds per side. So this is exercise number one. If you can, I want you here in this position, this figure 4 position, with that foot right underneath the knee, gently taking out any slack here. If it's up here and you could gently take out the slack, do that. Remember to sit up tall. Now, some of you will already feel a stretch here. That's great. Just hold that position 20 to 30 seconds. If it's really gentle and you can move your heart forward, move it forward to make that stretch a little more yummy. Remember, it's not heart down, heart stays up and moves forward, hinging at that right hip. That is the stretch we need to improve our mobility for safety. So 20 to 30 seconds on each side. You can repeat this stretch 2 or 3 times each time that you do it. If you work on this every day, assuming there's no structural change that prevents you from improving your range of motion, it will get better. Okay, coming back. Okay, I'm just going to do the other side real quick because we want to be balanced here. So I'm going to take the slack out, lift my heart up, make sure, make sure my right foot is planted under my knee, move my heart forward. And this is my tighter hip. And we're all going to have one side that tends to be tighter than the other. It's because we aren't really as symmetrical as we like to think we are. We have a dominant hand. We use our phone in one hand. We use a mouse or computer with one hand more than the other. We tend to sit on one hip more than the other hip. And we tend to cross one leg over the other leg more often than the other way around. So this will make for having one hip tighter than the other in many cases. Okay, great. That feels so good. Let's move on to a standing stretch. Now sometimes the front of the hip can get tight also, and this can restrict our stride when we're walking because it pulls through here. So what I like to do for this is a flowing stretch. I'm going to take a stride here with that left foot back and that heel down. Now this front knee is straight for now, but I'm going to bend that front knee and raise my arm up, and I'm pushing the left leg back in order to get that nice stretch in the front of this hip. And then release. Rock forward, keep the back leg straight and the heel down. Even squeeze the glute here as you do that. And release. If you're not feeling it, increase the stride a little bit. Then tuck the tailbone under. See if you feel it a little more. That changed it for me. So we're just going to rock back and forth here just like this for about a 10 count. If you notice your knee bending, push it back. 10 times. We'll reset on the other side. Nice open stride here between the front leg and the back leg. Straighten that front leg out and then bend it. Keep that tailbone tucked under. 10 times on each side. And these stretches, you can stretch every day if it feels good to you. Great. From here, let's practice our hinge. If you feel like you have tightness and getting down there is really difficult, then let's just practice sliding our hands down our knees or as low as you can go, keeping a straight back, and then come back up. Straight spine. If you're not sure, look in the mirror or have somebody take a picture. Think about open heart as you do this versus closed heart. Open heart with the shoulders back. The heart is up, not the head. Head stays down. I do this hinge move that I'm doing right now as a warm-up before all of my workouts, especially if I'm doing any deadlifts in that workout. I practice this hinge motion as part of my warm-up. Great. Okay, next let's go down to the floor. And these are going to be really important hamstring stretches. We're going to use a stretching strap. You can use a belt or a towel. I'll meet you on the floor. Okay. All right. Now we're going to work on some things that we can do sitting on the floor with our legs out in front. If you sit like this and you find that you're slouching, that you cannot sit up straight, then use a cushion. So I've got a small balance pad here. You can also use a yoga bolster or a pillow, but elevate your hips and that will help you be able to sit up in a tall posture. And then from there, we can work on pulling that knee into the chest and lifting the heart. So we're never slouching. We're always lifting the heart. Hold for 10 seconds here. And then after that 10 seconds, I'm going to cross that foot over the other leg. I'm taking my left hand and wrapping it around that knee, and my other hand is going to prop me up nice and tall. So I'm hugging this knee to my left shoulder. It's a little bit of a twist. We're just being slow and mindful about it. I'm not really trying to rotate around far. I'm really just hugging this knee to my shoulder and getting that stretch in this hip. So use that hand to prop you up tall and hold this. This is a yummy hip stretch. Great, great, great. So we're going to go about 20, 30 seconds here. Good. Now, this next one is a little bit more advanced, so check yourself if this is in your wheelhouse. All I did was just let my knee go. I'm going to bring my hands back. They can be back this way. I tend to like them back this way. I'm going to bring my other knee up, and I'm going to press my heart towards my shin and hold. When we do a lot of strength training work, we do a lot of squatting and lunges, deadlifts, we need to make sure we're addressing mobility. These are stretches I do on a regular basis. So 20, 30 seconds here, then we're going to release that. Let's go ahead and do the other side, bringing it up. Heart lifts. Wonderful. You know, you can do these as part of your warm-up. You can do them in the beginning. I'm going to cross this foot over. I'm going to take my right arm around my left knee, hug that knee to the right shoulder. Use my other hand to prop myself up. Bring that knee close to my body while lifting the heart. So no slouch, up tall. Up tall makes it a better stretch. You can do these at the end of your workout. Adding this mobility at the end of your workout is a great idea. Holding here just a little longer. Great. We're going to let that knee just fall out naturally. I'm going to bring my hands back, leaning back. Bring the right knee up. Press my chest towards my shin. And hold. And if this one isn't in your wheelhouse, don't worry about it. You're fine. You can do the sitting version. That's okay. Great. So this is really helping us get into the glutes. The different deep hip rotators. Great. All right. We're going to let that go. I'm going to let my mat go. I'm grabbing my stretching strap coming onto my side and then onto my back. We're going to use this strap. Foot goes up here. Both hands are holding the strap. Straighten the other leg and a slightly bent knee, and I'm pulling up into this hamstring stretch. Take your time and breathe with it. At least 30 seconds here. Longer is even better. You can play with it. Do slightly more knee bend, a little bit less knee bend. You can go back and forth like this as you do it, keeping that tension. The straighter the knee, you're going to feel it in different parts of the muscle. The more it's bent, you're going to feel it in the lower parts of the muscle. Just hitting different parts of that hamstring. After about a minute, now it's my right leg, so I'm going to put the strap in my right hand. My left hand is going to go out to the side to anchor me. I want to keep this hip down. I'm going to open this leg out to the side and up towards my ear. So my hip, I can feel my hip trying to roll up, so that's where I'm going to hold. So far, so good. So that's getting adductors, the inner thigh, these long hip muscles, these adductors. They're very much used when we squat and deadlift. Coming back to center. So I spent about 10, maybe 20 seconds on that side. I switched hands. Other hand's going to come out to the floor. I'm going to pull across my body. This time I'm going to let that hip come up if it wants to. This will get hip, IT band, and some of that sciatic nerve. So don't be aggressive in this stretch. Just go for a sensation that feels like a good stretch. Don't really push for any pain, especially not any nerve pain. Great. Coming back to center. Now, if you're all doing this with me, let's go ahead. I just bring up my other foot here, and I take the right one out, and we did the old switcheroo. All right, leg is extended. I'm going to hold in this position. Hang on with me because I'm going to show you another. This is just, the next stretch is going to be my money stretch for healthy, happy hips. It's one that I do regularly. I have clients do regularly. It really connects the fascial system in the front of the body. It works both internal and external rotation of the hip. And I think it's really important. It'll also get some of the quad tightness that you may be getting from lunges and squats. So the last stretch we're going to finish with is another one that I think is just really, really important. And one that I do regularly and have clients do regularly. Okay, so we're working different knee positions here. Really straight to more bent. Seeing how that feels. Maybe in different parts of the body. Maybe you feel it more in your back, closer to your butt or your hamstring. Maybe you feel it more behind the knee or in the calf. Just noticing. There's no good or bad here. We just kind of notice the sensations and what we feel. After about a minute there, now I'm going to put it out in my left hand. My right hand's going to be my balance point, taking the leg out to the side. Now I can feel my hip wanting to pop up, so that's where I'm going to hold it. I'm going to pull up towards my ear. Obviously, I need to work a little bit more on this one, I think. It's a tighter side again. Working with breathing. Bringing it back to center. No, I don't hold them as long on the sides as I do in the center. Coming across this way. Yep, that's a little tighter too for me. So my left side is my tighter side. Just part of my awareness.
Feels more like a nervy stretch on this side to me than it does a muscle stretch. So we're getting a little bit of that sciatic nerve stretch through this as well. Again, don't be aggressive. Sciatic nerves do not like aggressive stretching, but they do like stretching. Good.
Bringing it back. All right, we're going to release the leg from that strap. I'm going to go hands behind the head, butterfly position, keeping the elbows down. If you can't do that, do T position arms with the palms up. So hands behind the back. Knees are going to be bent. If you follow me in my videos, you've probably seen me do this stretch many times. It's because I think it's great. Here we go. We're going to sway both knees to the left. As I come to the left, I'm trying to let the left knee come all the way to the floor, and I'm trying to let the right knee roll all the way in, and then I'm going to tighten that right glute, pushing that leg forward a little bit so I get a big, yummy stretch down the right thigh. When you do that, keep that right elbow locked to the floor. Don't let it pick up. That's how we work into this fascial system to get these tight areas that may include all the way to your chest. I'm feeling that right here in this part of the stretch just because my legs are rotated. That's how all things are connected. Good. We come back with mindfulness and attention. Adjust the hips if you need to. Knees come the other way. Notice I start with my feet pretty wide here. Right knee's coming all the way to the floor. If it can, left knee's pressing down and in. My hip's coming up a little bit. That's okay. Press this right hip forward. Right hip forward and knee down. Big thigh stretch there. Take a couple of nice, slow, deep breaths. I just think we get so much benefit from this stretch. So one hip is in external rotation. The other hip, in this case, my left hip, is in internal rotation. We often ignore that. And I would repeat this stretch again on each side. Really help with some of that restriction. Helps keep a healthier joint. When our joint is able to go through its normal range of motion, it gets better lubrication, better blood flow, less compression when the ligaments aren't so tight that are adding to compression on the joint. Moving back to the right again. Excellent. Nice work. Okay. I want you to get up and see how you feel after all of that. How do those hips feel? Lost my chapstick. How do those hips feel now? I feel like things are warm, are like loosened up, are warm, are more open to movement. I'm going to do my workout next, so that was how I'm kind of warming up my hips, getting ready for the workout I'm about to do. If you're new here and you haven't followed me before, I have an entire library of videos, from beginners videos, my foundation series, to advanced high-intensity exercise for strong bones. If you're looking for lots of content, please explore my page and check out my Journey to Fracture Proof, my workshop and webinar that's 90 minutes that tells you exactly what you need to do to protect your bone density, prevent fractures, and keep living the active life you want.